Republicans have recently put forward budget proposals that include cutting Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and the Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, SNAP, food stamp benefits. They've also put forth budgets that call for a reduction in heating subsidies for low-income people as we approach the winter months, so people might freeze to death thanks to Republican budget cuts. They have proposed kicking 1 million people off of the food stamp program in addition to cutting the budget for it. They have proposed cutting the Department of Education by low-income school funding by 80%, which would immediately cause about 250,000 teachers to immediately lose their job. They actually want to cut the subsidies for low-income people to be able to get housing. And while all that is taking place, while the Republicans are working to harm poor people in every way possible, do you know what Democrats in the Senate are doing? Led by Democratic Senator John Fetterman and his basketball shorts that Republicans seem to have a huge problem with, Fetterman has put forth legislation that would abolish student lunch debt for public school students, effectively guaranteeing free school meals, breakfast, and lunch for any student. Do you see the contrast here, folks? This is why the people who say that, oh, there's no difference between Democrats and Republicans, that's why those people are stupid. Because you'd have to be stupid to think that there's no difference between these two groups of people. Now, I'm not saying every Democrat is perfect, right? We got plenty that clearly are not. Menendez, Manchin, Sinema, and a whole host of others. But we have Republicans fighting right now in the House of Representatives to see how much harm they can inflict on low-income people. Meanwhile, over in the Senate, John Fetterman once again leading the way to try to protect poor people. Here's what he said on social media. School lunch debt is a term so absurd that it shouldn't even exist. That's why I'm proud to introduce this bill to cancel the nation's student meal debt and stop humiliating kids and penalizing hunger. It's time to come together and stop playing political games with Americans' access to food. September is Hunger Action Month, and I am proud to be introducing this bill to help working families now while we work to move our other priorities to combat food insecurity in our nation. Now, during the pandemic, we, of course, had these emergency policies that allowed for free school meals, breakfast, and lunch for every public school student out there. Those programs, because the emergency declaration is gone, even though COVID is not, are no longer in existence. Now, the other day, I will say, on Twitter, I shared the original tweet from John Fetterman. And it attracted actually a bunch of Republicans, a bunch of right-wingers. And I would go and I'd look at their profiles, and it's the people who are out there talking about, protect our kids from the transgender. Oh, we got to protect the kids. And what were they saying about this Fetterman initiative? Well, this is ridiculous. We don't need this. Oh, it's not free because taxpayers are paying for it. Y'all don't care about helping children. If you care more about what's in a kid's pants than what's in a kid's belly, then you're a predator, not a protector. By law, these kids are required to be in these publicly funded buildings, schools, 180 days out of the year. If you do not send your kid to school, you, the parent, will get in legal trouble. You could lose your kids if you don't send them there. So you're legally required to send your kids to these places. You're not legally required to give them food. The parents aren't legally required to do that. And the school's not legally required. You're required to be there, but they don't have to feed you. There's a story that came out about a week ago of a school district that was stamping kids' hands if they owed lunch debt. So they had to walk around with that all day, every day, until the lunch debt was paid. Humiliating these kids, trying to humiliate the parents. Fetterman's bill is a great bill, but more importantly, the stand that he is taking versus the stand that the Republicans are taking right now with their budget cuts shows you that yes, there is a difference between the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. One party actually does care about children. The other, the Republicans, it's just an act so they can get enough votes to then cut taxes for the wealthy and continue to harm poor people. Ring of Fire has fresh content 7 days a week, so if you want to be reminded about it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video goes up.